Fort Worth police have not arrested the drive-by shooter who wounded 6 young victims, the youngest 3 years old. That little girl remains in a hospital tonight. Her older brother was also one of the shooting victims, and their parents tell us the kids are scared of their home and that they're thinking about moving. Fox 4's David Santandri spoke to the parents of those 2 victims. David's in Fort Worth right now. David.
Yeah, the parents tell me that 3-year-old girl is stable but still going through procedures at a hospital. The 6-year-old boy was released from a hospital a few days ago. Police are investigating right now, but as of now, no arrests have been made. Parents probably never expect a simple act, allowing kids to play outside, will lead to them being victims of a drive-by mass shooting.
So if that was your child, what would you do? How would you feel?
It's an unfortunate reality, however, for Drusilla Rodriguez and Dante Kinney.
It's painful because I got to look at my daughter like this every day.
Their 3-year-old daughter, Michelle, and 6-year-old boy, Kavion, were playing outside of the Miramar Apartments in West Fort Worth last Wednesday evening. There were more than a dozen people outside. Surveillance footage shows what appears to be a red Kia Soul driving by. It's difficult to see, but it appears someone is firing from a back window. A front window is also rolled down. Fort Worth police did not tell Fox 4 whether investigators are looking for this red Kia.
It was a scary moment. Most people, when they hear gunshot fires, they take off running. My instance, first thing clicked in my head was my children and making sure my children were okay. My son, I kind of grabbed him and threw him into the breezeway, you know, trying to avoid him from being hit, but he was already hit. And by the time I turned around, my 3-year-old, she had collapsed and hit the ground.
Michelle was the first victim to be taken to a hospital. The 3-year-old was shot in the back.
When I went to pick her up, she was bleeding from 2 different spots.
Fox 4 was on scene by the time Kavion was carried into an ambulance. The 6-year-old was shot in the leg.
They strong. I'm strong for them.
Ages of the 6 victims range from 3 to 19. The parents of these 2 children say the other victims are neighbors. All survived. They say they have no idea who shot them or why.
You a coward. You ain't got no morals.
On the night of the shooting, the chief of police had this to say.
I've said many times it makes me angry. I am mad. I'm pissed off. There's absolutely no reason anybody should be conducting themselves in such a violent, careless, heartless way that children should be shot.
This family does not feel safe returning to the apartment they've only lived in for a few months.
My 6-year-old is like it's stuck in his head. Like, it's hard for him to sleep at nighttime.
Thankfully, their 4 other kids were inside during the shooting. In fact, when they heard gunfire, they almost went outside.
Because they thought it was fireworks until they got out there and they seen that it was so many kids laid out.
If you have any information about the shooter or shooters, again, we don't know exactly how many were shooting from that vehicle, you're asked to contact Fort Worth Police Department. Now, the department believes this is an isolated incident and that there is no further threat to the public, but it has not released any information on why it believes so.